Alright, good morning everybody. Ice forecaster JD Rapp with you in the Breaking Weather Center. We just have a tornado warning has just been issued. This tornado warning is for Arkansas that goes into effect into looks like I'll look up the time just in a second. I'm just jumping on because this area is under a tornado warning. So I'll send this to the So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my. Just give me a second. I got to do some things here. Jonathan Mitchell's was. Alright, folks, we have this one tornado warning that goes into effect into around 6 a.m. North Central Dash County and North Central Arkansas, Drew County, and northwestern Arkansas into about South Central Lincoln County, Central Arkansas counties into around 6 a.m. At 5:21, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles west of Wichita, or 10 miles southwestern Drums, moving east around 45 miles an hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Radar circulation. So, folks, if you're in the path of this tornado, seek shelter now. Go to the lowest floor, the center part of the building. Put many walls between you as possible. This is a tornado warning. It's a radar indicated tornado though, so this is indicate from some rotation developing from thunderstorms. So definitely you need to get centered, get covered, get out of the mobile home right now. This is not a place for that to be into. This is a time you need to go to a friend's house or a basement if you have one. This storm is capable of producing tornadoes with this line, and you can see we have a tornado warning that goes in effect into around 6 a.m. this morning. So we'll pull up the potential for hail, and it says hail with quarter-size hail. Look at this. Gosh, are you kidding me? Starting to get some darker whites up the top. This is some very strong areas where we have the potentially of some very large hail with the storm. And definitely we do have a tornado warning that goes in effect into 6 a.m. We'll check the debris just in case we do. A little bit we have to look for Pekin area, I'm trying to say. If you live in that area, that's where you could get some very strong turns of wind shear, turning of height. That just tells you, yep, there's a little marker showing up. So that would indicate maybe some debris with the storm. So we could be getting a tornado right over here. So you got to take storm seriously today. I know it's 5 a.m. in the morning. At 5:30 we have a tornado warning, but it runs in effect through 6 a.m. down here. So we want to stick around with the storm. New storm's getting its act together over here. This storm is capable of producing quarter-size hail. That runs through 6 a.m. too. And I'll pull up our hail count. Very low hail, but each one of these markers are just showing you 30%. You're starting to get some hail in St. Louis, not St. Louis, but up here towards Missouri. This is small amounts of hail, but this is a tornado warning that goes through 6 a.m. So, if you just joined me at the desk, Weather Center right now, about 5:30 this morning, we have a tornado warning in parts of Arkansas. That's going to continue. If it continues to move, it'll be moving in towards It should stay away from Dunklin County, so that'd be good. So we'll have to watch this one storm. So I'll pull up on velocity, and you get red next to green. That indicates some very strong sides of rotation this morning, so we definitely got to keep that in mind. But we do have some rotation with that storm, so definitely you got to take it seriously. So hold on a second. Yes. So put many walls between you as possible. This tornado could be actually rain wrapped. We're not going to see it coming. So we'll zoom out, look closely, animate this again. We have a tornado wind runs in effect at 6 a.m. this morning. No confirmed report of a tornado on the ground right now, but there is indication of very large hail with this. So we have a tornado warning that runs through 6 a.m. So let me just be right back. I'll put the microphone in. Alright, so you just joined us this morning. We waking up on me at almost about 5:30. We have a tornado warning down here in Arkansas. This is a radar indicated tornado. So far, no tornado has touched the ground or anything, but there's a little bit of a debris marker showing you there, so we can indicate with some strong signs of rotation. So this is the time. Get centered, get covered, go to your base, your tornado safe spot. Make sure you know where it's at. If we want to have storms like this, most of this morning we could have some tornado warnings with it. So if this tornado warning goes into effect through about 6 a.m. So we're going to have to watch these sails. Texas has been having a bunch of storms this morning, up to 60 miles of gust down there, and some wind damage sometimes. So definitely this morning's going to be a problem. We're having storms, and this atmosphere is going to be very potent for this today. So each one of these sails could pulse up and be severe. So we have a tornado warning. So we're going to have to stay with you. Pull up our tools we use here. If you're in Peakson area, you need to seek shelter now. You're under a tornado warning about 6 o'clock this morning. We'll switch back to our Echo Tops, and yeah, goodness gracious. Starting to get into the darker oranges, so that will indicate some very strong Echo Tops there. So we want to continue to watch that situation. So today is going to be an active day. So just hold on a second. Folks, we do have a high threat of severe weather. This is just going to be an active afternoon, especially if you live in Alabama. It's going to be, we could have a watch be issued soon. I don't know if it's going to be tornadoes, severe thunderstorm, but haven't said yet. We'll continue that warning. tornado quarter size hail. That storm, the hail looks like it's very large. If you live in the Shelbyville area, you're in a tornado warning right now. This goes through about 6 a.m. this morning. So effectively, get centered, get covered, but go to your tornado safe spot. I mean, looking through some of the potentially a wind shear we get. There's a little spot right over here by Peakson area. If you live in Peakson, you're under a tornado warning that goes in effect through 6 o'clock this morning. So take cover now. I'm going to add the bar or tornado warning that goes in effect into about 6 a.m. This is why we're on here. I mean, normally severe thunderstorm warnings, we don't come on. So tornado warning goes in effect at 6 a.m. We'll pull up our, we'll switch over to our potentially any debris with this. And there's a little bit there. So we could be getting a brief tornado, folks. So if you're in the path of this, you need to remain in your tornado safe spot. Just be on the safe side. Because, I get my coffee here for a second. Tornado warning continues to about 6 a.m. this morning. And we need to be watching that storm. Alright, I'm going to better off turn the volume on, though. I left the volume off. Sorry, folks. I didn't see it. So, tornado warning continues into about 6 a.m. We do have that storm still capable. So, I'll switch velocity. Once again, put our animating on. We still have a tornado warning. That goes through 6 a.m. this morning. It's kind of rare getting these warnings this early in the morning, but it happens with this type of environment. So, elevated storms are continuing out here. Got this one storm in Tennessee. It looks like I could produce some hail, maybe some gusty winds today. Tornado warning runs through about 6 a.m. this morning. Looking at red next to green on this other part of it, so we could be getting a tornado trying to spin up here in your Peakson area. If you're in your Peakson, you need to be in your tornado safe spot. You're in the polygon. If you're in Towson area, if you're in Boyce area, if you're in Witcherson, if you're in Simpson area, you need to be in a tornado safe spot. Midland area, you need to be in this. Anywhere in this pink box, you need to be shaking shelter now. It's moving at 45 miles an hour, folks. It's kick-cocking that fast. So we need you to get a baseball helmet, bike helmet. Just protect yourself from flying debris. This is a tornado warning. Goes through 6 a.m. this morning, and pulling up our typically for wind shear that we do use here. It doesn't look too bad. New storm trying to get itself together, so we could be getting another tornado warning out there in Missouri. So if you're living out here in Arkansas, you have a tornado warning out here. We definitely got to keep that in mind. We do have a storm that can spin up easy. So let me check the messages. Make sure we got anybody trying to send me anything quite yet in the chat, because I'm actually doing the weather by myself for this morning hours, because we don't normally I have somebody always at times, but it's kind of early, so I don't have anybody in the chat with me saying anything now in your comments. Got one person doing it, so we're not going to continue to stay on that long. This is radar indicated tornado threat. So, stay with me just for a few more minutes. I know it's a tornado warning, but let's see what else gets issued. We've been on it since about 5:30 this morning. So tornado warning in effect at 6 a.m. this morning. and you can just see there's been some broad rotation in each one of these storms. So if you're in Peakson, that's where the small spin up could be at. It could just be a radar indicated tornado for a little while. Looks like very large tail up the size of quarters with this. You could just see, yeah, 1.75, so that'd be pretty large tail. Look at that. Look that up. That could be some very large tail. This storm over here, I'll flip back on velocity, is giving me a kind of a concern. It's because it's trying to hook up to be a warning. So this storm over here, by Iveen area, this storm could be coming a tornado warning also too. We'll have to watch that just in case it would. So right now, I'll flip back. We may not even go off with you. This has a 60% chance of coming a warning, possibly a tornado warning, not a severe thunderstorm warning, because this has some pretty decent shear with it. So that's why we're continuing to watch these storms this morning and bring you updates. Red next to green indicates very strong rotation. So if you're in the warning to get centered, get covered immediately today. This is a tornado warning that goes through about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to be with you on this for a little bit. Probably with you on the next one. So let me put this thing on. Alright, I'm back. Tornado warning would still continuing to around 6 a.m. this morning. Still looks like a pretty decent hook there. Wind shears available this morning. So that's definitely some, we'll have to watch that. We definitely I'm waiting to see we have a watch be issued. This is going to be an active day. Alright, sorry about the noise, folks. I was just warming up my coffee. Alright, tornado warning continues for about another 20 minutes for 6:15. Still has some pretty decent signs of rotation with it, and it's continuing to be a little bit more smaller box. This weak shear there. Very large hail. If you live in the Michelle area, now you're getting hail for 2.5. So that is some very large hail with the storm. Especially this storm over here is getting pretty high too. We can see hail the size of a quarter, 1 inch. So definitely some very large hail. And this storm over here is giving me a little concern. It's because it could become a tornado warning if it kind of hooks back up like that. We'll have to see what that storm can do. So we're continuing to watch this one tornado warning going back into around 6 a.m. It's a radar indicated tornado right now. So it looks like I'm going to cancel the warning. Since we only got one tornado warning in place, we're going to continue to keep an eye on it. There's that little the circulation right there. And you can just see it has a bunch of hail with the storm. So hail is never a good sign with it. It's very strong, probably some very large hail with the storm. And this goes into effect around 6 a.m. So since we only got severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings this morning at 6 a.m., these storms could have a history of producing brief tornadoes with these little small cells that are forming along the line. So right now, we want to continue to keep an eye on it. It's the radar indicated tornado. So right now, if we get a new warning with that one cell back here, we will pop on to let you know.